Now, Table Rock Lake is a warm water, deep water bass fishing lake. But the water up at the base of the dam up here to our right, well, that water is deep. It's about 200 feet deep. And that far down, the water's cold. And it stays cold year-round. But that's also where the water goes through the dam, through the turbines, comes out on the other side, which is Lake Taneycomo. Now, Lake Taneycomo is a cold water, shallow water trout fishing lake. The water in Lake Taneycomo stays between 48 and 52 degrees year-round. Nobody swims down there in Lake Taneycomo. It is much too cold. They swim out here in Table Rock Lake all summer long, though. So we've got cold water fishing to the left, warm water fishing to the right. It's a fisherman's delight out here. In fact, you guys look down to your left, you'll see some trout fishermen down there in the water. You look down to your right, and you'll see swimmers in the water over here. Now, over there on your right, that is the brand new Dewey Short Visitor Center. When I say brand new, I mean it's been open for like 2 months. And it was 2 years in the making. They've got a lot of exhibits inside there. Some of those exhibits are interactive. They also have a little auditorium. You can sit down and watch about a 25-minute film on the construction of Table Rock Dam. That film also has a lot of information in it about Branson. They have a walking trail that goes from way back there all the way down to Table Rock State Park. It's about 4.5 miles long round trip, and it's all paved. And guess what? There's no admission to do any of that back there. That's all free. Dewey Short, by the way, was a politician here in Missouri in the 1950s. He was responsible for getting Table Rock Dam built. The only way you can come up here is on a duck. We've got a gate right up here that we close off every evening. As we go up the trail, look to your right, and you will see Table Rock Lake out there. Now, 120 years ago, this part of the Ozarks had a lot of wildlife. We had gray timber wolf, mountain lion, elk, black bear. They are pretty much all gone now, but we still got a lot of wildlife around here. We've got white-tailed deer, we've got coyote, foxes, wild turkey, possum, armadillo. Of course, here in the Ozarks, we call armadillo possum on the half shell. Some people call them speed bumps. We've also got a lot of old military equipment up here on display. I'm going to drive slowly through here so you can see what we got. That one over there, all the way in the back, that's an old Willys Army Jeep from World War II. Right in front of us is a landing craft, also from World War II, and in front of that landing craft, the one with the long trailer on it, that was known as a tank retriever. In front of that is an old original World War II Army duck. That's what all of our ducks used to look like before we modified them. Behind it, though, is something rather rare. That's a duck trailer, and they did not make that many of them. In front of that duck trailer is a Army communications truck. That came from the Korean War. And in front of that is an Army, or the front of that is a armored personnel carrier. Now, the one with the white top on it was called the Lark. And the Larks replaced the ducks in Vietnam. They were made out of aluminum. These are made out of steel. And in front of that Lark, the old standby, the Deuce and a Half. And the very first one was called the Gamma Goat. The Gamma Goat was an artillery transporter. Had a 785 cubic inch diesel engine in it. It could go just about anywhere it wanted to. Now, if you've never been up on this mountain before, you might be looking around here going, holy cow, there's like a whole lot of rock missing from up here. And you're right, there is. And all this rock that's no longer here, guys, we drove across it when we came across Table Rock Dam. They took it down there in the mid-50s when they were building the dam. They crushed it, they mixed it with mortar, and it became part of Table Rock Dam. The interesting part of that story, though, is how they got the rock to the dam. They built a conveyor belt. Started right over there to your left where the opening is. It went from there all the way to Table Rock Dam, 3 miles long round trip. It was the longest conveyor belt in the world at that time. In fact, it was in the Guinness World Book of Records at that time as the longest conveyor belt in the world. Now all this rock you see up here, this is limestone. A lot of people take it for granite, but it's limestone, yes. Alright, we're going to keep working our way up to the top of the mountain here. We've got the American flag on display up here. We fly it 24/7. We have it illuminated at nighttime, and we also have the seals to all 5 branches of the service on display. And we got a pretty cool view up here. I'm going to pull around here and stop for a moment so you guys can look out across the lake. We'll be stopped if you want to take pictures. You're more than welcome to stand up and take pictures. That's one of the problems with coming up here in the summertime when it gets 100 degrees out.
Can I get a picture of it?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
All right.
I know. I was thinking that. That's why I tried to get up here a little bit further. You can hear that's the radiator. It's bubbling. Yeah. Ladders up. Okay. Let's get some air movement. Now where were we?
Something stinks.
Yeah.
There's some smoke.
Alrighty. As I was saying earlier, we're going to go down the backside of the mountain now. We got some more military equipment down here. We might go by them a little bit faster than normal, get some air movement here. We got a half track. Well, we won't go too fast because we got that duck in front of us. But we got a half track here on the left, guys. They called it a half track because it was half tank and it was half truck. And the White Motor Company made that during World War II. Down here on the right is the Army ambulance. The Dodge Corporation made it, and this one was actually in Korea at one time.
That's right, the Dodge Corporation made it.
That's the original Mopar there, yeah.
That's right.
Now, a lot of people don't know that Pontiac made military equipment at one time. This one on the left here was made by Otter. And it was made by Pontiac, and it was called an Otter, and it was an amphibious cargo truck. Unlike the Duck, which could float on the water, the Duck, or the Otter, could go through water. It steps up to about 8 feet deep. That's why it's got the exhaust coming up through the hatch there.
Wow.
On the right here is the Weasel, the Studebaker made during World War II. And that was a 2-man amphibious cargo carrier. They actually made 2 different versions of that. They made one that was much larger than that, but we have the lesser of 2 Weasels. Airfield emergency crash truck on the left up here. This is what first responders used during World War II to go out on the airfield anytime there was an accident. General Motors made that. Now, if you think that old Otter back there by Pontiac was a little unusual, check out what Cadillac made up here on the left.
Cadillac.
This was called a Scorpion. It was a self-propelled gun. It could go 50 miles an hour. But you know what? It never went into production because they had a problem. It never got past the prototype stage. The problem was every time they fired it, it recoiled about 10 feet. So it never went into production. There's probably only a handful of them left in the world, and we got one.
Cool.
Now, International Harvester made this next one on the right here, and it was an artillery transporter, and ironically they called it a high-speed tractor. Now, I think I was telling you earlier, we do not have cable television up here on the mountain yet, so we can't get the Weather Channel, so we put in our own weather station over here on the left, our Baird Mountain weather station. This thing's really accurate. Very accurate. I guarantee you that rock is hot right now. Because it's sunny. And we came up here the day after the tornado. Guess what?
It was gone.
The rock was gone. That's a brand new rock. That's a brand new rock. We don't know where the old rock went to. Nice thing about the Ozarks, there's no scarcity of rocks. Now guys, we got two different ways we can go in the water. We can go in the water like a little bitty ducky, or we can go in the water like a great big ducky. Your choice. Big ducky. All right, then we need big ducky music here. Let's try big ducky music. The water, let's go. All right. Oh yeah, Tail Rock Lake, here we come. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Woo! Oh yeah. Finally to the water.
All right.
I knew we could do it. I knew we could do it. They were waiting for us. We had an audience. Yeah. All right, let's move on out of here. What'd you think? Good? All right. I said we did good.
We done good.
Now, guys, there's the Branson Belle over there to our left. She's going to be going out at 4 o'clock today, doing a 4 o'clock trip. How many of you guys have been out on the Belle before? A few of you have. A lot of fun, isn't it? I recommend it anytime you're in Branson and have the time to do it. Now, I'll tell you one thing. This trip has about worn me out so far, so I'm ready for a break. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to slide over here on the brake seat. Of course, I'm required to have somebody up here helping me at all times, so I always look like for a volunteer. I'm looking for a hand, oh yeah, come on up here. That guy in the brown shirt, come on up here. We'll get everybody up here, too, that wants to do it.
Oh boy.
There he comes. Come on up here. And anybody who wants to take pictures, you're more than welcome to come up here and take pictures. Hop right up here, big guy. What's your name? Quinn? Quinn? Quinn! All right. How old are you, Quinn? How old are you? 10. Well, I got a question for you, Quinn. Got a question for you. You know how old I was when I was your age? 10. Yes. Now, have you done this before? And you wanted to do it again? Okay. Well, you're more than welcome to. Going up to top speed. Yes, we are. We'll see if we can get there before Captain Seymour. Yeah. Maybe, maybe not.
Stick your arms out.
I don't think he even knows we're over here. He's going so slow. Yeah, that's the way to let him know, yeah. Alright. Now guys, the whole time we've been in the water, our wheels and tires have continued to turn. Transmission stays in drive, wheels and tires just keep right on turning.
Propellers up in the drive.
The only thing I had to do before we came in the water was engage the propeller. So the only thing I'll have to do when we get up here on the ramp going out is disengage the propeller. And when we come up here, when he goes out of the water, you'll be able to see his propeller turning. See the propeller way down there bottom? There it is. Now he'll turn it off and it'll stop turning. And that's the rudder right there in the back that does the steering. Okay. we get up here, you'll feel the front tires make contact with the ramp right about there. Front tires are on the ramp, back tires are on the ramp. Disengage the prop, and we are now a land vessel again.